Hey guys, just doing a review for Hellraiser, the 2022 film that just came out on Hulu. So, I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, I've never watched the Hellraiser sequels, just the first one, on the first, like the 1st of October, just recently. That was the first time I ever watched it. There's still so many movies I still need to watch, like Beetlejuice, I've never watched that. I've never fully watched Hocus Pocus, even though it was on at my grandma's so much, but yeah, there's just a few things I still need to watch that are so old that I've never seen, but are like basically known as classics. Yeah, and I guess the first one's definitely a classic. Hmm. It's definitely not a franchise I probably would have been a big fan of, especially since I've heard that the sequels are really bad. But the reboot actually looked interesting from the trailer, so I wanted to give it a shot. And I'd say it's actually pretty good. Yeah, if you're a Hellraiser fan and you've watched so many bad sequels from that franchise, which I haven't seen them, I don't even know if I'd ever watch them. Like, the only way I'd watch them is if I ever got well, if this channel ever got big and people requested them, that's the only way I'd ever watch them. Because just randomly watching them, I'd never do it, man. Never. You know, because I heard they're really bad. And there's so many too, so yeah. I'd have watched some of the worst Halloween movies again from how bad I've heard they are. Yeah. But maybe one day I'll find out. But the reboot was pretty good, yeah. And it's Hulu, like they made Prey as well, so yeah, they're making really good movies based off old franchises. Yeah, because yeah, this is now another win for Hulu. Like this is a good movie. I really hope it does well. I'd like to see more from this Hellraiser franchise in its reboot state. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to see the main character again because this character that they have in this movie is definitely not really that likable. I mean, it was kind of the same with the woman in the first one, and I'm talking about the stepmother because basically we don't really truly have someone to root for until like the end of the movie. But what they tried to do with this movie is like have both the character we don't like and the character we like all in one. And to me, yeah, I ended up not really liking the main character since she's, I'd say, partly to blame for what happens. You know, when they find the box and stuff. Because I guess the movie kind of starts with some guy wanting to get like a wish from the box, so he kind of lures someone there, like tricks them and tells them to solve the puzzle. But instead of saying that they'll win a prize, he will. Which, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, I'm not solving that. I mean, I don't even win anything. Yeah. But then he gets tricked by getting cut, and then that's where he gets sent to the place from, the Hellraiser place. I don't know what to call it really, because I haven't watched a lot of these movies, so I don't have that much knowledge. Yeah, I've only watched the first one, but I just know that something happens to him in that place. They get basically tortured. Like they view pleasure as basically pain, and that's that basically pleasure in that world or something. I don't know. I'm just so bad with this universe because it's the first time watching it, so it's hard to know what to expect because I haven't watched the sequels as well. So yeah, and in the original film, they didn't really show Hellraiser until like late second act, third act. Yeah, for most of the movie, he's not even really in it, so I was kind of surprised watching the first one for the first time. And it's the same with this new one, who's now female, which I guess a lot of people was complaining about. I mean, I just cared about it being good. That's really all I care about. Same with the Mario movie. If it's like Sonic, then that's all I want. I don't care about someone's voice, how they sound, or what gender they are. If it's good, it's good. That's all I care about. Yeah, and this movie's actually good, and the person who plays Hellraiser does a good job too, and all the other ones as well. Because when I watched the first Hellraiser, like, there was a lot of other people who served Hellraiser, and they actually stood out themselves. Yeah, and it's kind of the same with this one, I guess, with the old types of the different ones you see. Yeah, and it's kind of funny that. Well, I'll talk about the first Hellraiser another time. Yeah, because this one's mainly about the new one that just came out on Hulu. So yeah, because I was gonna say how it didn't feel like Hellraiser like stood out as much in the first one. At least this one, they actually knew that Hellraiser was important because this is a reboot, and the franchise has got this far because of him, even though it's now a her. But to me, they do a good job anyway. Like I feel like they do capture like how the other Hellraiser was, but I can't really say much because I haven't watched a lot of the movies, and he's barely in the first one. I mean, he's not even the main villain, or if you can even call him that, because basically he only gets summoned if someone basically solves the puzzle of the box, because that's how it works, and they get granted a wish if they sacrifice enough people, like they get cut by the box, and they get taken by the Hellraiser from his minions, or he or she's minions. I'm just saying that because I don't know. I just keep addressing the first one, and I just haven't really, like I said, been a someone who's watched this franchise before. This is my first time this week, I guess. Yeah. Because I think was it Monday when I first watched it all. Basically, it was the first anyway, so maybe the weekend, Sunday. I can't remember. Yeah, one of those days on the first anyway. Yeah, but I definitely say this is probably the best probably since the first one, even though I haven't really watched the others, and I don't know if they're actually that bad. But probably someday find out if I ever watch them. Yeah, but it's just the thing is I don't really like the main character. Like her life's just a mess. Her brother's trying to help her, but she's just not caring, and then the brother has to worry about her. And then when it gets to a point where her boyfriend kind of gets the box. Well, he basically finds the box because it's like in a safe, and they kind of rob the safe together because they need some money. And he was thinking of selling it, but then she wants to solve the puzzle, and obviously I'm gonna get into spoilers of what happens. Things start going on when she starts playing with the box. The brother finds her because he's worried about her, but then he kind of gets cut by the box when he sees her passed out because she was like seeing things, which we know what she was seeing. But then something happens to him when he's in the bathroom. He starts screaming, and then she goes in, and then he's not there, and then she doesn't even know what to think about that. Everyone just thinks she's crazy because she's probably just hallucinating because she took drugs. I mean, she kind of did have drugs, but I guess they don't really have that kind of side effect. So it was really odd for her. So she starts doing some investigation into the box, even though how would she know it's connected to the box just like that to do so much of an investigation to the people that are linked to it and everything? Like, to get to that point, you just think that whether disappeared or something, or maybe he was taken or something. I mean, he was taken, but she doesn't really know how he was taken. But she just, for some reason, knows to focus on the box. If like the boyfriend kind of pushed her to do it, because since I'm talking about spoilers, obviously the boyfriend is actually the one who knew the whole time about the box, because they made her look bad for the whole movie. I mean, it was getting to a point where it's like she's literally getting everyone in danger and getting taken by the Hellraiser. Like when she goes to that older woman who knows everything about the Hellraiser, like she gets taken too. Just one of her friends gets taken. It's just, oh my god! Like, to me, she was the main villain basically. And even though they're trying to do it in a weird way, she doesn't mean for it to happen. And it gets to a point where she tries to run away, but then and then she doesn't really want to sacrifice any of her friends. Like, well, who's left anyway? Like her boyfriend and her brother's boyfriend, and she's just trying to get him back. But then we see from this other guy who was, the one who was trying to get someone to do the wish. Basically, we see that he's actually still in that house that he was in because it was basically abandoned. But then, from his wish, he kind of has like something stuck inside of him, and it's giving him so much pain, like infinite pain. And he kind of planned for the main character's boyfriend to get her there with her friends and sacrifice him, so it would help him get rid of what's inside of him and get rid of his pain. And then I guess the guy would pay the boyfriend. So yeah, that's basically the whole story with him. Yeah, if I'm explaining it properly. Yeah, because at first it just felt so convenient for her to just want to discover everything, and it doesn't even look like he was trying to push her in the right direction, so it just felt a bit forced with how they did it by the end. Yeah. I still mainly enjoyed this movie anyway, and the visuals and stuff was cool. When things were starting getting trippy for the characters, when I was seeing things before they get taken. Yeah. Like the Hellraiser looks cool. Like the other characters look cool. Like I mean the ones who serve the Hellraiser. Yeah, they look cool as well. Yeah, really good. Did a good job with the designs and stuff. Yeah. And when it gets to the final part where they're trying to, I guess, take him out because she's able to take one out, like the main character with the Hellraiser box with the blade part, and then she probably thinks she can take out the rest, but then it kind of goes wrong. But then that's when the guy reveals himself and kind of cuts like her brother's boyfriend, and it seems like he's gonna get sacrificed. But then she's able to change it and go after her boyfriend with it and stab him because he betrayed her. So he gets taken instead. So the boyfriend lives. The brother's boyfriend lives. Yeah, and he gets taken instead. Yeah. And as for the other guy, because he wanted like the ultimate pleasure or something, but instead he got the ultimate pain. So they kind of give him something else instead and make him one of them, and that's how they kind of end the movie with him, that guy. The reason of this whole movie, I guess, who went missing. And as for the main character, she decides not to wish for anything because even though she wants her brother back, she's kind of seen what happens if you try to wish for something with this box. Like with what happened to that guy, like he kind of got tricked. Instead of giving you what you actually want, they do the opposite. Yeah, he wanted the ultimate pleasure, but they gave him the ultimate pain. So imagine what would happen if she wanted to get her brother back. Probably something worse would happen. So yeah, it's like kind of like with Full Metal Alchemist, like equivalent exchange. You don't really get what you want. It's kind of like something that's equal to what you already have, basically. Yeah. So it really doesn't really make a huge difference. But with this, it's like even worse. Yeah. But yeah, so she kind of leaves with only her brother's boyfriend, and she's kind of have to have so much regret, like live with regret, and they kind of really hammer it in with what Hellraiser says, like having a bitter life, just spending the rest of your days with regret. Yeah, I mean it's better than ending up in that place anyway. But man, I feel so sorry for the brother. He was just trying to help her, but then look where it got him. Damn. I mean, even though it's mostly to blame on the boyfriend at the end, but still, I just didn't really like her by the end anyway. I didn't even feel sorry for her. I felt sorry for the brother, and I guess the other friend who got taken. Yeah, and then her boyfriend, like he was kind of the reason, I guess. He's supposed to be the main reason, but I still don't like the main character. But yeah, by the end, but still, I really enjoyed the movie. It was good. Yeah, I'd say it lives up to the original movie, but I can see why people see that as a classic movie, though. Yeah, I mean, since it uses practical effects, it's definitely aged well. Yeah. But still, this movie's pretty good too. And Hulu's just making banners right now. Characters say what to do next. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give my thoughts. Yeah, that's it. So, yep. When you guys watch it, let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it? Are you a fan of this series? Because I've never seen the sequel, so if you've seen them, also tell me what you think of the sequels. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night and peace.